I was racking my brain trying to come up with another video idea as I pace back and forth as I do when I'm thinking, and I usually release more long-form, detailed, nitty-gritty cell physiology content, but I just can't bring myself to do it while I'm on vacation visiting family. However, it dawned on me that someone asked me to create some content on how to gain weight effectively. Now, I can hear the cynicism of those that have difficulty losing weight, let alone gaining weight, but there is a large section of the population that truly has difficulty gaining weight. And since I am among them, yet still manage to pack on 35 kilograms, that's just over 80 pounds, at one point in my life, I'd like to give you some of my tips on how to gain weight effectively. I used to be 6'6", still am, but 77 kilograms or 170 pounds. But with enough conviction and science on my side, I got myself up to about 120 kilograms or 260 pounds. So how did I do it? Tip 1. If you ain't tracking, you ain't stacking. You'll have to excuse the southern style, but it's true. If you aren't tracking two things, you might as well stop trying. Because if I'm honest with you, you're not trying to begin with. The first thing you need to track is your weight. As odd as it sounds, a lot of skinny fellas and ladies just look at their body and assume they aren't gaining weight. But that's as unscientific as a quill-throwing porcupine. So, if you aren't tracking your weight at least once a week, pack it in. The other thing you need to track is your food consumption. And yes, while the calorie counting zealots are scratching their heads because that's something only people who want to lose weight do, it isn't. If you want to gain weight effectively, you need to approach it the exact same way as a person who's trying to lose weight, but the challenges you face will be different. Here's the issue. A lot of skinny folks swear they're eating a lot of food, but they just can't gain weight. And that's a load of bull. While it is true that your metabolism is likely faster and you do need to consume more calories, what typically happens is you'll eat one meal, feel full, and then take that as your measure of your overall food consumption. That's just wrong, wrong, wrong. Let me tell you. When I was gaining weight, eating over 4,000 calories a day, I had days where I felt like I was going to burst. I would eat and eat, but because I knew 3,500 calories wasn't going to cut it, I would have to force feed myself an additional 500 calories at the end of the day. I despised food. Now, I'm not saying you'll have the same experience as me, but remember when I said, if you want to gain weight effectively, you need to approach it the exact same way as a person who's trying to lose weight, but the challenges you face will be different. Well, this is what I mean. While people trying to lose weight are fighting hunger like it's their Vietnam, you have a different fight, a more subtle one that coaxes you into thinking you're consuming enough, and you are, to maintain your weight. But to gain weight, you have to push against the lack of hunger and eat even when you're not hungry. And that'll be evident by you tracking. You can't have a day where you hit your food target for the day and then the next day you aren't hungry all day, so you nibble on food. You then only remember the day before and recount the glorious tale of how you eat all of the food yet can't gain weight. That's only a half-truth. For it to be true, you need to eat like that every day and keep track of it so it doesn't slip your consciousness. Okay, but is there something or anything that can make it easier? Yes, actually there is. Tip 2, meal timing. Meal timing is a big one when people are losing weight, but it can also be useful when gaining weight. In the case of meal timing and meal quantity for weight loss, we shrink the amount of time or meals per day. But for weight gain, we need to increase as well as change the amount of macronutrients per meal. So first, you'll want to eat at least 3 meals a day. No intermittent fasting. Second, You'll want to pack that first meal with as many calories as you can muster. Typically, you'll want to avoid higher fat and protein foods. Sticking to less filling carbohydrates is perfect for that first meal. Later, for the last meal, you can add in more fats and proteins to carry you over the night. Unfortunately, no matter what, you will likely not feel like eating at the beginning or the end of the day, or, well, you know what, maybe even both. But you have to push through it. However, this next tip helped me significantly. Tip 3, drinking your calories. Many people will tell you to avoid calorically dense drinks, and usually that's correct, but in this case, we don't have the luxury of being picky. If you want to gain weight, you may have to have those fruit juices and vegetable juices and the like. Throw a soda in there from time to time. We aren't aiming for peak health, we're aiming for weight gain. Liquid calories pack no punch on the stomach fullness, keeping you available to eat other foods while cranking up your energy intake. Ultimately, these 3 things helped me gain a bunch of weight over several years, but granted, I was also lifting weights like a madman, so if you're interested in specifically pushing that weight gain to be more lean mass like muscle, there are a few tweaks to the above tips that I'll cover in other content for you. With that, I'll speak to you then, and good luck.